Boxes are very versatile tools, and using these techniques that we're going to talk about right now, we can design a lot of stuff. So the first one is called, there's 5 things you can do with a box. So 5 things to do with a box. Number 1, simple subdivision or carving. So let's go ahead and draw a box here. Fanning, straight, fanning, 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 straight. So now I've got my little box here. What happens if I cut an edge out, right? Let's take this point, I want to slice that. I can draw a couple lines over. I can fan my lines back in the distance. And now I know where that one ends, right? Now I've chopped off a chunk of my box. Let's try it again. I can repeat a box. Box, 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 fanning, fanning, straight. Say I want a box over here. Better yet, let's say I want to make 3 of this same size box. I'm going to draw an X here on my front surface, and I'm going to fan that X back into space, right? I'm going to take the middle point, and I'm going to do a line that fans back into space. Then I'm going to take this point here and this point here. We'll call this point A, point B. I'm also going to fan these top and bottom lines back into space as well. Now I'm going to take a straight line from point A through point B, and where it hits this line tells me that these 2 spaces are equal. 1, 1. Well, that was a pretty cool trick. Let's try it again. This time we actually don't need to make a X because we know where the center is. Let's take A through B again. I'll do it with my lighter one. Boom. And where it hits bottom is where another box would be. So why is this important? Well, say I was drawing a truck. I've already drawn my first box. I want the back of my truck to be twice as large as the cab. Let's fan another box. There we go. I can turn this into the cab if I like, using my simple subdivision. Let's carve up. And now I have 1/3 cab, 2/3 trailer, right? And that's a very appealing proportion system, 1/3, 2/3. And we're going to talk about that a lot more here. So that's one thing you can do with a box. Let's talk about other simple subdivision, because it's probably one of the most powerful things you can do. Let's move that guy up here. Say I want to make a curve on top of my box, like a treasure chest. Or so I'm gonna start with my box, right? Fanning, fanning, straight, straight. Fanning, 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 straight. Let's find the center of this face right here. I'm gonna draw an X. And if I'm going too fast, you can ask me to repeat something, but also you'll have the recording so you can watch it again. So what I've done is I found the center and drew a vertical up from the center. And let's say I want the top of my curve to be there. All right, well, I'm going to do the same thing on this far end of this box. I'm going to do a straight down here, fan that back, make an X. Now I found the center of this far plane. Now I'm going to draw straight up here. Now I'm going to fan this line back. You know, roughly matching the fanning of these other verticals. Now I'm going to draw a curve. Now I can just draw a curve like that if I want, which I usually do. If you want to be super technical about it, you can actually pull these straights up and I can take a point here, fan that back, and then pull a line, a straight line to the center, and then do the same here, pull a straight line from there to this. And now I draw another fanning line that goes back in space. And where that hits tells me that's the same point as that right there. So now I can more accurately complete my curve. However, you might not need to be that technical with it, but you can. You know, after a while, you sort of just like kind of get a feel for it, especially because most of this stuff is just going to be taken by a 3D modeler, and they, as long as they understand what you're saying, you're probably fine. But there we go. Now we have a curve, right? Let me pull that back. Into space. That's where that line is. And we can match that curve. And now I've created kind of a treasure chest type of a deal. Right? Kind of interesting.